Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Garry Glenn. It's summertime and people are doing all sorts of things, both athletically and recreationally, and we bring to the show now some folks that have done a little bit of both of those sorts of things, and they're going to tell us a little bit about that. First of all, a guy that we've had with us before, Art DaCosta, who is a volunteer coach for quite a number of the people around here and a couple of the high schools around here. Right next to him is Shari Lunsford and Tori Mullinax. Now, Tori is an athlete at Chestatee High School. She runs track and cross country. But Art, the reason we've got you in here today is you're going to talk a little bit about something you guys have just done. You won the event, and it's a rather unique event. Tell us about it.
Yes, it's a team relay. Covers 200 miles, starts off in Mableton, Georgia, and ends up near Birmingham, Alabama. Every runner on the team runs 3 segments. There's 12 runners on the team. And our team won the mixed division. We were the most mixed team, as well as being the fastest of the mixed. We were age range 14 years to 73 years, 7 females, 5 males, and 2 different vans, 6 in a van.
And you run day and night, right?
Run day and night. It took us just over 28 hours to complete.
Wow. And what are the segments like? I mean, how far? Do they vary? Or
They vary. I think the longest segment was right around 10 miles, and the shortest was just under 3. My first segment was 7, which was also the first segment of the relay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know Art's been around running for a long, long time. So, and as we said here, Tori is a runner at Chestatee High School. And I want to ask both of you, number one, how you got involved with running in particular, and then number 2, how you got involved with this thing. Now, this is kind of ambitious here. Now, what started you out in running?
In middle school, I've always wanted to do track, but you can't start until you're in 7th grade. And middle school track's a lot different than high school track anyways. So I just started that, and then I met Coach West when I was in 9th grade, and he got me real involved with track and then cross country in 10th grade. So.
Shari, were you a runner in high school, or you did anything of that in college, or did you just start recreationally?
Just started recreationally when I met my husband. He was a runner, and then I started running and ran the Peachtree, one of my first races.
And got kind of hooked on it, huh?
Got hooked on it.
Okay, so tell me now, how do you get involved in this thing, which is a very ambitious thing, like day and night kind of thing?
Right. Our club, our running club,
Lanier Running Club,
was the Lanier Running Club wanted us to do it, and you had to be in the club to do it. We got some members of the club that volunteered to do it. So,
what's the toughest thing about this type of race, Art?
Toughest thing is trying to get 12 people that can get time off to do it. It started Friday morning, so and finished up Saturday afternoon. So organizing it was pretty tough. Actual running of it's not bad, although there's a little bit of sleep deprivation that comes toward the end, although you don't really notice it usually until after it's all over with.
Yeah, and it's kind of you're sort of adrenaline and the camaraderie kind of thing. What was it like being part of this kind of team?
It was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. I was on the van too, and it had it was like 3 teenagers, and then maybe like early 30s, a lady, and then 2 older guys. So it was like we had a big range of people, and we got to share what we were all going through and stuff. But it was like a really big team building thing, and it was a great experience. I would definitely do it again.
All right. Well, we talked about the sleep deprivation and getting people together. What was the best thing about it, Shari?
the best thing about it was, like Tori said, the team camaraderie, I believe, and getting to be with other runners all weekend long, and it was really neat.
And when do you know that you won? I mean, immediately?
Well, actually, that's kind of funny because we were pretty sure that we had won, but when they announced the results at the end of the race, they announced another team having won it. And I didn't really know until I got back home and they posted the results on the website, and they showed us ahead of the other team, but they still showed them as winning. I had to email them, and they said, "Oh yeah, you're right. You won it." And
we won by an hour.
An hour? Okay, well, I mean, substantial. So no question. So where do you go from here? You said you're going to run the Peachtree again, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. That's an experience, isn't it? All those
It's
thousands
an
and thousands.
experience.
It's not really a race so much.
Exactly. It's not a race. I run races almost weekly. I just run on my own and run 5Ks, 10Ks, and my favorite is the half marathon.
Oh, okay. Now you got cross country season coming up. Now, where will you be at Chestatee? What grade?
Senior.
A senior. Okay. Got some goals this year?
I do. I want to try to get 20 or break it. And we're moving up to 4A
right.
instead of 3A. So I'm hoping it'll maybe be a little bit easier because we don't have to compete with Paul over there.
Well, Art, now you've got some stuff coming up for the running club, some meets coming up for the regionals and so forth, right?
Yes, we've got Junior Olympics. They just had the area meet, which is just a qualifier. Coming up is the association meet, which is basically the whole state of Georgia, 3 different area meets to compete to move on to regionals. Tori will be running the 3,000 for us. We've got Austin Eckenroth from Flowery Branch will be vaulting for us. Gabby Hoffman from North Hall will be vaulting for us. Both of them should move through onto regionals. Tori's going to have to run fast, but she may have a chance to move through. We've also got Ryan Sherry, who runs for West Hall, going to try the steeplechase for the first time this year. And we have a number of other athletes.
Please be in touch and let us know how you do, okay?
Yes, I will.
All right, Art DaCosta, thank you for coming in. And Shari Lunsford, Tori Mullinax. Good luck in your running. Thank you very much for coming in, okay?
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with more Hall County Sports in just a moment.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
There are hundreds of options when choosing apparel or promotional items at J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case. We're all about quality and competitive pricing. Sports items are in stock. Look for special pricing on Letterman jackets, corporate apparel, corporate gifts, and custom embroidery. All local high schools should check out the line of spirit wear and trophies. We're also offering custom screen printing available for any team sport. Be on the winning side when you choose J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case, locally owned and operated at 250 Dawsonville Highway, Gainesville. Call 770-718-0062 or on the web at jgeyer.com and trophycaseltd.com.
We are back. I'm Garry Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. The Gainesville Wildcats AAU basketball team enjoyed a strong showing Memorial Day weekend at a basketball tournament down at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. The Wildcats, a traveling team made up of players from throughout Northeast Georgia, went 3-3 in the tournament, reaching the final 8 of 32 competing teams. And we bring to the show now Coach Lee Chapman, who is the head coach for the Gainesville Wildcats. And Lee, you've been doing this for quite a while, haven't you?
I have. Wildcats is an organization that's been in Gainesville for quite a while. This is my 9th year coaching. I coached a girls team for 4 years. This is the 6th year that I've had this team together.
So these big boys know pretty much how each other plays, right?
Well, 4 of them have been together for all 6 years. Another, I guess 7 of them have been together for 5 years. So absolutely, these guys know each other's tendencies. They know what to do. I run a very simple sets, simple offenses, but I think that's one reason we've been so successful is because the continuity of the group.
What's it like to take all these people who many times are actually competing against one another, and now they're on the same team and they're competing for the same thing, for the same goal?
That's probably been the most rewarding part of this over the years is to see these boys come together and work hard together for a common goal. They all love basketball, and then they become such good friends. They do things together off the court. They do things together during the season. It's rewarding to watch these guys compete against each other during their high school years. North Hall playing East Hall, East Hall playing Gainesville. And then after the game's over, they all meet on center court and they hug each other, tell each other great game, and they go get something to eat together. They've really come together. It is a challenge because typically I have the top 2 or 3 players from each team around the county, and those guys are all used to being the scorer. and now they need to learn to share the ball, and they need to learn to play as a team, and they're not taking as many shots as they might.
Seems to me that'd be you make them a more well-rounded player because of that.
Well, and that's our goal when we started this, was to make these kids better, to give them a local opportunity here in Gainesville Hall County to work on their skills. So when you mention a well-rounded player, a full hour of every practice is dedicated to ball handling, rebounding drills, shooting drills, defensive drills. So that was always our goal, was to have an opportunity for a local boy or girl playing ball to better their skill set.
Who locally do you have on the team this year?
We've got 3 from East Hall. My son Hayden Chapman, Brian Edwards, and Daniel McCravey. Ethan Smith from North Hall. Ebo. Keelan Passmore from Chestatee. Hunter Atkinson from West Hall. Let's see, Reed Tipton and Chase England from Gainesville. One of the hardest working players I have, one of my favorites, Kobe Durden from down in Buford. Of course, his dad's the girls' coach. And I think that's a great vote of confidence when a coach like Coach Durden says he wants his son playing on your team. So we obviously do something right with these kids. And this year we picked up Tyler Dominy, which is a great player from Dawson County, and then Connor McCullough from Habersham.
How did you get into this? What's your background in basketball?
I played at East Hall, and when you come from East Hall and you played at East Hall, you always have basketball in your blood.
Who was your coach?
Coach Glenn Cassell.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I still run the half-court press that Coach Cassell taught us then. So my kids have learned a lot of the things that I learned. And then my brother played college ball at Gainesville College. My nephew, who is my assistant coach, just graduated after playing 4 years at Piedmont. So we're a big basketball family. Just, the things that we've learned. And once my kids went to middle school, I coached them all the way through grammar school. And once they went to middle school, we wanted to continue that skill set. I guess Josh, my assistant coach, introduced me to the Gainesville Wildcats years ago because he played on the team.
You do more with these kids, though. You mentioned when you went to Disney that you toured the theme parks and had a fun day, and you've gone to some Hawks games, things like. What was it like to take these kids and get them off the basketball court and just see them enjoying themselves being kids?
Well, they're all 17 years old, and it's hilarious, the bus rides, the van rides from Gainesville to Orlando. And of course, they played each other in Lanier Land. They played each other in the seasons, in their regular season games. To hear the stories behind you in the van, them ragging each other about who scored, who didn't, and what happened.
A little trash talking.
That's hilarious. And then they talk about the upcoming season. Who's going to win, who's going to get beat, who's going to score the most. Again, the camaraderie is great. We did have an opportunity to go down. Some of the kids had never been to Disney, so we spent a day at the park. Last year we went to Louisville. Was able to take them to the Louisville Bat Factory, to the racetracks there, and show them the horse stables and things like that. So we do some other things off the court.
And you got them out on the floor at Hawks games, some of them, right?
Hawks games, yeah. You're either a Kobe fan or you're a LeBron fan. And we, just right after the strike last year, was able to call those guys, tell them I had an AAU team, and they allowed our kids to go down and rebound for the teams during warm-ups. And of course, my LeBron fans were down on the Heat side, and they were. Fist pumping LeBron, so they had a big time down there.
Wow. What you got coming up, Lee?
Well, these kids, we're seniors. We're rising seniors. They're 17, and this is the time they want to be seen by college coaches. This year we played 2 events in April, which was what they call NCAA certified events, where coaches can come and recruit the kids, talk to the kids. July is another big recruiting time. It's, again, NCAA certified open period. We'll play 2 tournaments in South Carolina and Myrtle Beach, what's called Big Shots. They're national.
I love Myrtle Beach.
Well, they're nationally known for this tournament. It's one of the biggest. They say there'll be 300, 350 college coaches there. And I've got kids that absolutely all could play D2 ball. Some might ease up into the low D1. And that's the opportunity where these coaches can come see these guys. That'll be the 2nd week in July. The last week in July, we're going to Richmond, Virginia. We'll be playing at Virginia Commonwealth, another NCAA certified event. Some of the events we played at, NCAA certified, we played at one in Clemson, and we played at one at Swanee. So I'm trying to get my kids exposed to college coaches, D3, junior college, D2 and D1 in the Southeast, because these kids could sign anywhere from Florida to Virginia. So that's the way we targeted our NCAA events to participate in.
Good luck, Lee. Thanks for coming in. Good luck to the Wildcats, and stay in touch. All right, let us know how you do.
We'll do it.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We got more Hall County sports for you in just a moment. Garry Glenn back here in the studio with Rob Bruce, pastor of McKellar Road United Methodist Church. And Rob, even though it's summertime, still a lot of activity here at the church.
Yes, there is. You know, we've got a mission trip coming up the 1st of July where we'll be going to the Gulf Coast of Mississippi to help Katrina victims. A lot of people don't realize there's still a lot of people living in trailers and not in homes. So we're going to be down there in July building a home for a family.
All right, and a series coming up on the book of James.
That's right. We have a series that's been requested from the congregation on the book of James. It'll begin the end of June and run through July.
And one more thing I want you to talk about is the vision statement that came out of a recent planning retreat.
Right. Yeah, our vision statement is loving Christ, loving people, and help people to love Christ. And that vision is our roadmap, if you will, to be able to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world.
Rob Bruce, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
Gary, we'll see you then.
Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKellar Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKellar Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kidstown and adult small groups. McKellar Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. We're back. I'm Garry Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. And we've been talking about national champions in various sports. Well, Gainesville's Counte Cooley is a national champion in the sport of racquetball. And late May, he took the title in the men's singles 65 and older C division at the 45th National Racquetball Championships in Fullerton, California. He's been playing for 23 years, but only competing for the last 3. Now, in this one, he had to come from behind a time or 2 to win it all. Won 3 straight matches and sweeping to the title, coming from an 8th seed, knocking off a number 1 seed on the way. And prior to this one, he'd won a regional championship in Atlanta. We bring Counte Cooley to the show right now. And Count, first of all, thanks for coming in and congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing with this achievement.
Tell me, first of all, I said you've been playing for quite some time. How did you get into it?
Well, Jack Huff got me involved with it at the country club, and they just had built this brand new facility. And you know, I'm a fair-skinned guy, can't play a lot of golf, a lot of tennis, can't be in the sun. My dermatologist said, find you an inside sport and get busy. So that's what I did. I went to racquetball for exercise and fellowship and just the competitiveness of it. We had a great time. We started out doing it at 7 o'clock in the mornings, but we changed that to 7 o'clock in the afternoons pretty quickly. And we just had tons of fun. Dr. Mariscalco, I played with him over 20 some odd years, hours and hours and hours, and calories and calories and calories were used up on that racquetball court.
Now, were you a high school athlete, Count? Or?
Oh yeah, I did a lot of baseball. Bobby Wiley was my little league coach. We went to All-Stars with Bobby Wiley 3 or 4 or 5 years, and of the 6 years I played, Little League and Babe Ruth League and all that sort of thing. Played a lot of basketball, played varsity ball at Gainesville High School. A little bit of football, not much. And at that time, baseball wasn't a big deal on the high school level like Gainesville High School is now.
Yeah, especially at Gainesville.
Yeah, absolutely. They're rolling.
Yep.
What a fun time that would be to roll back a few years and get on that team. That would be great.
So what attracted you to racquetball, other than the fact that it was an indoor sport?
It's an indoor sport, and it's a way to exercise vigorously, number 1, sweat a lot, number 2, and it's not as boring as ellipticals and treadmills and jogging. And I said, man, I was finding myself down there for 2.5 hours playing competitive. I mean, we were sweating like dogs. We usually sweat out 3 or 4 shirts.
Yeah.
And so we're really at it vigorously, and the next thing we knew, we'd been doing this for 2.5 hours. So if I'm on an elliptical, I'm on it for 30 minutes, and I feel like I've been on it for 2 days, that sort of thing. It's a little boring to me.
Right. Now, let's go to the thing that you've just done. First of all, you win the regional. Now, when did you realize, hey, I'm pretty good at this stuff?
Well, now last year I only came in 3rd in the region.
Oh.
And the year before that, I didn't even place. So, but you know, I kept trying it, and it was a whole new gang of people to play that you've never played before, and so that's fun. You playing people that you don't even know their game. You know, some of my buddies that I play out there with, Ray Crowell, and some of the others that Hank Grant, Dr. Hank Grant, Mark Herndon, all those guys. You play them so many hours, you begin to know where they're going to shoot the shot before they shoot the shot, and vice versa. So it was kind of neat to get down there and start playing competitively and playing people you've never played before. And it sure is an exercise mentally as well as physically.
Okay, so you get out to the Nationals and you're facing the top seed just about right off the bat, right?
I wasn't the whole plane ride out there. I knew that, and I said, "Oh, I'm not looking forward to this." But I told my wife, we won the regional in Atlanta, and the Georgia people that put on the Georgia Racquetball Association, they were encouraging all the winners to go on out.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Toss your hat in the ring out at Nationals and see what you can do. And they kind of encouraged me, and I asked my wife Jackie, and Jackie's main thrust was there's a real spa and retreat area 2 hours north of Los Angeles, and it's called Baccara. If you play racquetball, can we go play spa afterwards? And I said, well, I need a place to go lick my wounds anyhow, so let's do that. And that's what we did. It's a lot of fun.
When did you say, well, hey, I really got a shot at being the national champion of this thing? And how did you do it?
Well, beating the top seed was, I talked to Ray Crowell that morning. He lives in Cleveland, Georgia, and he's won a couple of national champions in doubles. So I asked him many questions. I said, you've been to nationals before. What's it like? What do I need to look out for? Robert Mariscalco was telling me don't eat 2 hours before your competition and all that sort of thing. And I was listening to all these guys because they're smarter than I am. So Ray has also been playing a lot of Saturday morning racquetball. We play about 3 hours on Saturday mornings. And we have about 9 months. And I've seen my game keep improving. So all my buddies, all the people I play with, I'm in a league down in Beaufort. There's 20 people in that league that we play at the LA Fitness down on Exit 4. And that's a good treat too, because that's 20 people you've never played before, and we're doing that on Monday nights. So, they're the ones that kept kind of encouraging. You need to go see what you can do with some of these things and sign up. They're trying to sign up as many people as they could. So I bit the bullet, signed up. And like I said, I've done it for the last 3 years. Hadn't really been this successful until this year.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming in. Now, where are you going to go with this now? What's next?
Well, it all starts over again. July, we'll begin the Georgia tournament, and then that's what you have. You have to go through these different tournaments to work your way up there. Qualifiers is what they call them, and you got a state qualifier, and then you got a regional qualifier, and then you got the national that you can work your way up to. So the state qualifier starts in July, so it's not much breathing time here between the next tournament. Now there are going to be some Atlanta Opens and things of that nature, and I intend to compete in those as well.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you very much.
Coming in. All right.
Appreciate
By the way,
it.
you don't look 65, I'll tell you that.
Thank you very much.
By the way, Count doing all of that stuff with 8 heart stents. He jokingly says he fires on all 8 cylinders. Some other sporting news on the local scene. Congrats to Johnson alumnus Trey Wilson and North Hall grad Jesse Strickland. Both were selected to play in the Georgia Dugout Club's recent All-Star Baseball games in Columbus. Wilson finished this season batting .440 for the Knights with 6 homers and 30 walks. Strickland rebounded from an ACL injury and finished his senior season for the Trojans at .419. Both will go on to play at the next level, Wilson at Middle Georgia and Strickland at North Georgia. Also, Gainesville Rising junior Michael Geddes was selected to play for Team Georgia in the prestigious Sun Belt Junior Series. He is the only Rising junior on a whole team of Rising seniors. For the Elephants, he was unbeaten as a pitcher this year with 12 wins and a less than 2 ERA. At the plate, he also had 9 home runs and a batting average in the high 300s. Gainesville's David Gonzalez was drafted by the Mets organization last week, but late, the 40th round and the 1,220th overall pick. Not nearly high enough to make David give up his college scholarship, so he's going on to pitch for the Diamond Dogs at the University of Georgia. Last week, you may remember we mentioned the LC Casey athletes and their tour of Germany, and their success with a lot of medals. Well, special congratulations to Chris Miller and the men's single kayak 200 meters and the senior men's four-man canoe crew of Robert Finlayson, Ben Hefner, Ian Ross, and Claudia Sewer, who came away with gold. Speaking of gold, well done to Mark Renfro and Nick Kane, who recently won gold medals in the Special Olympics Georgia State Summer Games, and their very first opportunity at competitive swimming, they set personal records. Renfro beat his PR by 8 seconds. Now, Kane can't lift his arms above the water due to cerebral palsy, but he still beat his previous best time by 6 seconds. More honors for Flowery Branch alumnus pole vaulter Austin Eckenroth. Austin earned the Atlanta Track Club's Bruce Yohe Award, which goes to the Field Event Performer of the Year in Georgia. Austin recently won his second straight Class 4A pole vault title, clearing 15 foot 5.75, 15 foot and 5 3/4 inches at the Georgia Olympic State Meet in Jefferson on May the 10th. Austin also notched the top mark in the pole vault in the entire state during the season, regardless of classification, when he cleared 16.8 at the Region 8 Quad A Championships on April 19th in Loganville. Now, just this past Sunday, Austin was named the Gainesville Times Boys Track Athlete of the Year. Eckenroth headed to compete for the University of South Carolina. By the way, West Hall's Cindy Herford was the paper's track and field coach of the year. The Lady Spartans overcame a bunch of injuries and won their region this year. They were 14th at the state meet. Not a bad day for some of the members of the strongman division of the Georgia Iron Dogs weightlifting team. Now, less than a week after winning his class at the APC Nationals in powerlifting, Kevin Eubanks of Bogart finished second in the 200-pound Masters class at the Georgia's Strongest Man at the Fitness Depot in Douglasville. Now, with that finish, Kevin is qualified for the North American Strongman Nationals, and he will be our HCS Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to Kevin. By the way, Iron Dogs Landon Jameson of Swanee and Chris McCann of Flowery Branch finished 4th and 6th, respectively, in the super heavyweight open division of that strongman contest. Improvement over their last meet in Macon. They've also lifted with the Iron Dogs at powerlifting and/or push-pull meets. Iron Dogs headquartered at Iron Beast Barbell in Gainesville. And the Dogs, Tim Moon and C.G. Allen, are expected to compete this coming Sunday at a meet up in Tennessee. The brand new Gainesville Heat basketball team starts its inaugural season in November. Their general manager and head coach Joshua Randolph feels the need to get a team together pretty fast. Tryouts for the newest ABA team coming up this month on the 16th and 23rd at Gainesville State College. That'll be the home base for the Heat. Potential players asked to show up at the GSC gym between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., and we hope to have him on the show next week. Meanwhile, the Gainesville Wildcats youth baseball team recently won the Parks and Rec Minor League Championship. Congratulations to those young fellows and their coaches. On the links, Steve Blair and Danny Power won the Royal Lakes 2012 member tournament on Sunday and won out over a field of 40 two-man teams, which had competed in 5 flights. Now, next week, you want to join us here on the show because Nick Wright and I will announce our picks for athletes, teams, and coaches for this past spring season. You don't want to miss that one as we point out what we think are the best of the best, and it's all in fun, we know. And Sunday night, on June 17th, Father's Day night, you're invited to come to a benefit show at McEver Road United Methodist Church, where we have our studios to see Hall County sports folks like Gina Gailey, Dick Horde, and yours truly perform. The fun starts at 6:30. Come on out. I'm Garry Glenn. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McEver Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McEver Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McEver Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.